We are here with Andrew Burke, who is the CEO of Bluberi, which is spelled B-L-U-B-E-R-I for any of you who don't know how to spell blueberry. An interesting little games company that has been very, very, very successful. And I guess the first question to ask you, Andrew, is what's the secret of your success? How can such a small company have create such popular games on a sustained basis?
Yeah, I think, thanks for having me, Frank. I really appreciate it. The secrets to our success are many. You know, I think in some ways it seems like it's simple. It's like, oh, build good games. You know, but the reality of building good games is a very complex thing. But I really think that some of the secrets to our success have been being very intentional about every minute that we spend at the company and every dollar that we spend at the company. And that stretches through every part of the business. And we've really got kind of two cultures at the company. You know, the company was founded in Quebec, and there's a group of folks that have been with the company for 20 plus years, really honing their craft on game development and technology. And then when I started about 4 years ago, I recruited a number of folks in the sort of, you know, the US market here in Las Vegas who brought a different perspective to the company. And really those two forces joining together has been a superpower for our business. And, you know, the results have sort of followed. We've been able to, you know, we doubled the business year over year, you know, on a revenue basis, more than 5x on our EBITDA basis. And, you know, really good things have been happening. But I really do attribute it to just being very, very focused on everything we do and being very intentional about it. You know, we can't miss. If we're going to build a game, it's got to be a good game. We don't have a lot of shots like you know, one of our bigger competitors.
So how do you build a good game? There's a lot of companies out there employing very smart people as game developers.
Yeah, how long do we have? I think there are a number of approaches to building good games, obviously. I think that historically our industry has been reliant on what I call auteurs. You know, if you think about the film business, you know, Francis Ford Coppola, he knows how to build amazing film, right? And he gets richly rewarded for that. And I think our industry has been built on a number of really amazing auteurs that just generally have a great sense of what a great game is. But in general, and particularly if you're a small company that can't afford to pay Francis Ford Coppola, you have to have a different approach. And so we have a data-driven, process-driven approach to game development that sort of marries really creative thinking and creative game designs with market trends, information, and data. And that's really resulted in some of our success. And if you look at, you know, some of the results in some of the third-party surveys that you'll see, like our hit rate has been very, very high. And I don't think that's because we've figured out how to build the most successful games on the planet. I think we figured out how to sort of raise the floor on our underperforming products and really kind of live in a sweet spot where we're building, you know, above average games.
We've talked about games here. We've used that word numerous times already in the first few minutes. Tell us a little bit about what does Bluberi produce? Tell us a little bit about your product line and maybe your geographical
absolutely
market.
Yeah, so we again are very focused as a company. So up until the trade show today, we've had really a single SKU, which has been a core for sale product in our Novus B49 cabinet, really targeting Class 2 and Class 3 markets in North America. This week we're going to launch a new premium product. It'll come out kind of top half of next year, but then we'll still have, you know, really two verticals. We're just now going into HHR. So when you kind of think about our product lines, we're going to have
historical horse racing.
Right. Sorry, yeah, a lot of jargon in our business, you know. But we'll then have Class 2, Class 3, HHR, you know, for sale, recur revenue focused business. So we've really expanded that, but we're still only in 50% of the jurisdictions in North America. So, you know, as you think about the sort of future roadmap for Bluberi and our success, it's about, you know, sort of increasing our footprint in our existing jurisdictions and then opening new jurisdictions and then sort of widening our product verticals to sort of increase our total volume.
So you're really still a young company with a lot of growth potential simply to fill out your product line and to fill out your geographical.
If we didn't do anything other than just take our existing products into the jurisdictions that we're not in, we could probably triple our business. So we have a lot of runway to go as a company, and but the challenge is that nothing is standing still, right? Nothing stays the same. So even as we're not in jurisdictions, our products become stale, even if they're not in that jurisdiction. So you got to keep innovating and keep building the next product and the next game and the next big thing.
All that costs money. How do you finance it?
Very carefully. We have a great partner in Catalyst Capital, who's been our owner, and they were the owners of the business and recruited me to be the company. So they've been fantastic to work with. But then the business, again, we talk about doing everything intentional. When I got there, we shrunk the business and stayed really hyper-focused in the early days until we knew that we could have really good products, and then we started accelerating our growth. And I think a lot of companies get that backwards, where they say, well, let's just accelerate our growth, but really it's all about your products. If your products aren't ready to go into new jurisdictions, there's no sense spending the money on the new license and the service technicians and the salespeople that go along with that. So just being very disciplined and intentional about what thing we did next has really helped us to fund the business. But the business today is funded totally internally, no debt on the company or anything like that. And it's just been with our partnership with Catalyst that we've been able to kind of achieve everything we've done. One
way to get financing is to tap the public markets. Is there
Sure.
any thought of someday being a public company?
Well, private equity firms own assets to eventually realize, sort of the gains on those assets. So I would assume at some point we will do that. I think those decisions we made at, sort of the Catalyst level in conjunction with myself and the management team. But, our goal really is to just stay focused on building this business. And we're not content being a little business. We want to be in all the jurisdictions and turn this thing into a major competitor in the space. And we think we have the sort of discipline, the vision, and the skill set to execute on that. And that's really what we've been focused on as a business is, you sort of execute and results follow,
Right.
Yeah.
So we're at G2E.
Yep.
Where everybody, you get a chance to display your newest and best products. What are some of the must-sees at your booth this year?
There's so many of them. I think, the couple standouts that we'll be showcasing at the booth is that we'll be showing really the breadth of our content. If you came to our booth last year, you really saw content from 2 studios at the booth. This year, you'll see content from 3 studios. We have a 4th one that's underway. You're going to see we call it a declonstruction. We don't clone games at Bluberi, so we don't, for reference point, a lot of companies will clone a successful game. They'll just put a new art package on it. We actually build a derivative of it. So our big hit game, Devil's Lock, there'll be a derivative of that game called Shark's Lock at the booth. And then the thing that we haven't really talked about until this interview is we actually have the follow-up Devil's Lock 2 game that will be in our booth. We'll be showing it to sort of anybody for the first time, on tomorrow when the trade show opens.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Good overview, Andrew. Anything else you would like folks to know about Bluberi?
Just that we are continuing to focus on customer success and partnering with our customers. We really appreciate all the support that they've given us as we've kind of grown this business and turned it in from a really small niche player into more of a household name. We're not quite there yet. Plenty of way to go. And then, I would just say to any of our employees watching this, thank you. All the hard work that you've done over the last couple of years has really led us to the success that we're having right now.
A great final note.
Yeah,
Thank
you.
Andrew.
Thanks, Frank.